On behalf of the trustees, life governors, staff and volunteers, welcome to the Shrine of Remembrance, Melbourne, and our live stream commemorative service. Today the Shrine will lay a wreath in remembrance of bravery and sacrifice on behalf of the Korean Veterans Association. Shrine Guard, take post. The following words have been prepared by the Korean Veterans Association. Last month, on June 25, 2020, was the 70th anniversary of the start of the Korean War, and all our Australian Korean War veterans could do was to stand solemnly and silently to remember their mates, to remember the service and sacrifice of 17,808 Australians who fought as part of the United Nations force defending South Korea from a North Korean invasion. The numbers divided up with 5,771 members of the Royal Australian Navy, 10,844 members of the Australian Army, and 1,193 were members of the Royal Australian Air Force. Our young servicemen of the Navy, Army and Air Force personnel who served in the Korean War gained international respect for their courage, endurance and combat skills. But not only did they represent our country with high esteem, they fought for a Korea whose weather challenged them on a whole different level. They say that the winter came early in 1950 and they found the cold to be just as deadly as the Korean enemy. Frostbite was invading the soldiers, brought on by the cold weather. Soldiers also suffered from frozen rations and icy terrain. Soldiers had an even harder time keeping their weapons working in the treacherous cold, having to find the best way to keep rifles and machine guns from freezing up and becoming inoperable. During the summer, the heat and humidity was nearly unbearable in the heat of battle. We must always remember our 358 comrades who paid the ultimate sacrifice during their service in Korea. They did not get the chance for age to weary them, nor the years condemn. Like the few who are left, also especially the 42 personnel who are still listed as missing. The Korean War also saw more than 150 Australian nursing sisters serve both in Korea and a base hospital in Japan. The major units involved in the war included the 1st, 2nd and 3rd Infantry Battalions from the Royal Australian Regiment, HMAS Anzac, Arunta, Bataan, Tobruk, Warramunga, Condamine, Coolgoa, Murchison, Shoalhaven and Sydney, including Royal Australian Navy 805, 808 and 817 squadrons and the Royal Australian Air Force number 77 squadron. The Korean War is often renowned as the Forgotten War, and because of today's pandemic of COVID-19, it truly feels this way because of the restrictions leaving us to cancel all commemorations thus far this year. So please pause with us today to remember our ageing Korean War veterans and acknowledge the 70th anniversary of the start of this conflict. We will remember them and the dedication and sacrifice of all Australians who served in the Korean War. The wreath will now be laid by the Shrine Guard. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. The going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. lest we forget.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth fertile, our home is God by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Go. Look out. Turn. Go. Quick. March.
That concludes the remembrance service. Thank you.